So this is just for us to document who you two were, all right? And what your life was like and where you came from and just some basic questions. So the first question, I'll start with Grandpa. What year were you born and where were you born?
1934 in Buckman, Minnesota.
Who were your parents?
Joe and Agnes Gall, and she was a Mishki.
How many siblings did you have?
So far, 4.
Tell me a little bit about what your home life was like.
Well, went to grade school, high school, and chased women, got married, had family. Now grandchildren.
How many of those you got?
Oh, can't count that far.
What was it like on the farm?
Well, I wasn't chasing around town on the streets at night. I was doing chores and feed cattle, feed hogs, milk cows.
Where did you graduate high school from?
Royalton, Minnesota.
And what was your first job?
Seeger Refrigerator in St. Paul, Minnesota. Then I went to work for Chargale Manufacturing in Anoka, building furnace parts. And then I went to build grain bins for about 2 months. And then I went done construction work. And then after that, I went to the insurance and investment business.
So, Grandma,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us what year you were born and where were you born?
I was born in 1938, and I was born in the bedroom. The last of 9 kids born, and the babies weren't born in the hospital. She had them right at home, and the doctor would come to see her right at home.
Who were your parents?
Ed and Teresa Jansky Bergeraff. It isn't fun being the last.
Yeah.
Like now they're all dying, and I'm left, and I don't have.
She's still in good hands.
Yeah. What was farm life like for you?
Oh, I had to feed the horse. We had a riding pony, and I would take that to go get the cows. But its name was Beauty, and it had a tail the color of a skunk, white and black. And it was kind of a stubborn little thing. If you'd go up a hill, and if I'd slide back, it would just go down on its back legs, little bugger. And I had to herd the cattle. And I hated that job because every once in a while you'd see a skunk. That would be every day down in, we called it the bottom. It was by the Mississippi River.
So then, where did you graduate high school from?
Royalton. Went to a little grade school though for 8 years, and that was about 3 miles from our house, and sometimes I had to walk. That's a long ways to walk, 3 miles one way. And now kids can't even catch the bus 1/2 a block away. It's too much for them.
What did you do for work?
I worked up at Camp Ripley when I was not in school in the summer, and I'd stay by my brother in Little Falls, Eddie and Alice. I worked in the main PX, and then after that I went to the cities after I graduated, and I worked at the Bureau of Engraving. I hung on to Benno so I'd catch a ride back to Royalton every Friday night. He chased me and I'd get away, but then he'd catch me again.
Well, like I said, when I got married, there was 50 gals involved. One was laughing, 49 were crying.
I don't know what church he got married in, but I never saw no 49 women crying. I think the only one crying was probably me, getting suckered into becoming a Mrs. Gall.
Yeah.
How did you two meet?
Falls Ballroom, dance.
And we'd go there every Friday night, and then you had to have booths. So we'd have this booth reserved from one Friday to the next.
Number 57.
Grandpa, is Grandma the only gal that sat in booth 57 with you?
Grandma?
Yeah.
Oh no, there was lots of them.
Well, at the time, I thought he was kind of a ish. But then things got better, yeah. And then we'd go on Saturday nights dancing too. We'd go to Genola. Oh, that's a rip-snorting place.
So then when did you two decide that, all right, we want to get married to one another?
Well, we went together for 4 years.
Yeah.
It isn't like nowadays they live together. You either got married or She better get off the pot.
Do you remember how you asked Grandma to marry you?
Well, no, she asked me.
For granted.
Oh, yeah? So what's the true story?
Yeah. Took her for granted. That's how the stone gutter's daughter got in trouble. Everybody took her for granted.
So how did Grandpa ask you to marry him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How did you do it?
Oh, pinched her in the right place, and she said yes.
No, I don't remember that part.
What was raising kids like for you?
Well,
We
There's-
didn't have all the modern conveniences they do now. We lived in Sauk Rapids in a house we rented. The place was so damn cold that that's when you had cloth diapers. The diapers froze in the diaper pail.
yeah.
Gary was the oldest. And he always says I tried to get rid of him because I had a meatloaf in the oven and I pushed it too far and it flipped over and all that barbecue sauce started a fire. He was sitting in the high chair and I ran outside. He always says, she left me.
Where did you go on your honeymoon?
North Shore, Canada.
Had a short honeymoon.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford much more anyhow. And then we lived in the cities in an apartment.
Then I got laid off, and I says I don't want to live in the Twin Cities. So that's when we moved to Sauk Rapids.
Elaine had a crush on Charlie Pride.
Still does, yeah.
Yeah. Who did Grandpa have a crush on?
Lois Bargaboos.
No. The one I married.
Good
Yeah.
answer. Who's Lois?
I don't know.
All right.
She was kind of a failure in his class. So every time something comes up, I'll tell him. But
Yeah.
she's dead now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We always call her Barkapus.
What was your first vehicle? How much did you pay for it?
That was a 38 Chevrolet, and it was $600.
I never had a driver's license
No.
at all when I was on the farm. I walked.
You see, riding a horse, you don't need a license.
I didn't get my driver's license till after we were married. And the day I took my test, my belly was out to here. I was pregnant with Gary. I think the guy felt sorry for me. He passed me on
Yeah.
the first.
Just
Yeah.
go ahead.
He was heading you to the hospital.
What was your favorite activity that you did together?
Golfing.
Well, that was way later in life.
Yeah, yeah.
What about before?
Oh,
Keep
we
this PG too.
Yeah.
'cause
we belonged to a dance club, Heartland Polka Swingers. Done a
guys
lot
are
of
swingers.
dancing, yeah.
How did you learn how to play the accordion?
Oh, I just put my fingers on the keys and I made
No.
a song.
You took lessons in Little Falls.
No, I was 5 years old when I started. I got a picture of a little bitty 12 bass accordion. And then after that I went to a 48 bass and after that a 120 bass. And I had some good times.
Did you ever play like a concert or just always for fun?
No, for fun party.
Yeah, parties.
Yeah. And there were a lot of them.
That life would have gotten to where we are today with all
Well,
the technology.
No. All I knew was a cow had 4 tits.
Yeah. What do you think is in store for the future with where we're at now today and what's possible?
I
Well,
think everybody will have their own airplane and
yeah.
they'll modernize something.
Was it love at first sight?
Oh, we got there.
He's got an answer for everything, so you don't have to try
I
to...
say I used to kiss her on the lips, but it's all over now.
Someday your great grandchildren can see who their great grandpa and grandma were.
That's a very, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, cool. You bet.
yeah.